What's up, everybody? Good afternoon. Today is Saturday, October 18th, and it's Hate Week, the commencement of Hate Week. It's Notre Dame, USC in South Bend, and a friggin' monsoon, apparently. We are the Dos Leprechauns. Thanks for joining us today. If you're on Facebook or YouTube or on X, thanks for joining us. We're going to talk a little bit about the game. This is a pregame show, hopefully in a few hours or maybe longer. We'll be out back here with some pregame celebration. But either way, we're here to talk a little bit about the game. There's not a whole lot of surprise or intrigue. I think it's pretty simple what both teams are going to try to do. Notre Dame's going to try to run the ball and run it effectively and control the line of scrimmage, control the clock. SC is going to try to air it out to their two absolutely freaky stud athletes, Jacoby Lane and Makai Lemon. So not a whole lot. Greg Costello's not holding back at all. FUSC, but he actually spelled it out. So good stuff. I like that, Greg. By the way, new shirt just dropped. We're going to be having these on the Dos Leprechauns website because usually you'll just see the shirt say FUSC. We took it a step further and said FUSC 24/7, 365 because I hate SC every day. It's funny. We did the hate article today, the letter to USC, the hate letter to USC, and we got a lot of interaction on that quote or on that tweet from both Irish fans and fans, and it was interesting just some of the takes. I'm not going to read that whole essay yet. They're commenting on the post. Oh, you guys are lame. Okay, well, you took the time to comment. So it's just kind of funny to see your typical SC losers coming out of nowhere. There's a one guy that was going back and forth about, how when you go to a game at the Coliseum, you're treated with respect and this, that, and the other. And it's like, I don't think we sat in the same section because I've been going to that game since I was about 8 years old. And to say that they're respectful would be about the most egregious thing you could ever say in your life.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like any other LA team, that's including the LA Dodgers. It's just a fair weather fan base. Things are going great right now for USC. They're 5-1 and have a dynamic offense, but when they don't have a dynamic offense, where's that fan base?
No, it's the last time, I think it was in 2016 2016 2020, whenever that game was that I went, and there was like nobody there. I mean, you could have heard a pin drop in that stadium. I can't remember the year. It was a year that they were terrible. We were good, and you couldn't see or hear anything. It was amazing.
Yep.
Jerome Bolden, University of Spoiled Children, absolutely. Any acronym is going to work here today, guys. Nothing is off limits. We may not be able to say it on here because we don't want to get censored by YouTube or Facebook.
I wonder if we can combine any Chris Ash jokes with FUSC jokes.
I have a feeling somebody will find a way to do that. So we'll see. We'll see here. We got your opinion stopping their run game. I think we'll be able to stop their run game. I'm worried about Rubio not playing. I'm not going to lie. That's not like no big deal. Rubio's out. I am a huge Gabe Rubio fan. I thought he's had a pretty good year. No, Nate is too. I'm just kidding.
It's crazy.
Gabe's had a pretty good year. I think he's really come along and has really plugged the gap like he's supposed to do, so the linebackers can make plays. So yeah, not having him will hurt. I really hope we see the Big Bear today.
Yeah, serious. I thought we were going to see a lot more of him. One thing I want to interject on that, USC is with their new running back, King Miller.
Walk on.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Eli Sanders, he was out for what do you call it? He's out for the season.
Eli. So they got the Miller kid. What's the other running back's name? I can't remember.
They mainly just used King Miller last week. He had a good week against Michigan. They also had. Is that the only guy they ran? Oh, they had this other guy too.
There's two freshmen.
Brian Jackson's the other one, but he didn't get as many carries as the other guy.
Here's a good. Before I go too much further, I got to recognize the one Trojan fan that's going to be on here. Props to my guy, my brother Kevin Rega. Go Trojans! Fight on, sucka. Yeah, every year you get so excited for this game, and it's just so sad when I have to text you rapid fire right after the game that you guys got smoked again by the Irish. So make sure your phone doesn't go off or run out of battery again, Big Kev, because you're going to get it bad. So, but I love you. Jake Ryan, he's the only SC fan I love. I want to make that very clear. Everybody else sucks. Jake Ryan, this is a cool stat. Jake, thanks for looking this up. Notre Dame is 10-0 when playing USC in rain games. I did not know that. That's a good stat. I like that a lot.
Makes sense.
Greg Costello said, I'm off getting another beer. Enjoy the game. Beat SC. Okay, what kind of beer are we drinking today, Greg? Okay. I don't know why I thought he was going to say something. Amber Sullivan, our good friend Amber. Hey, guys, go Irish, beat SC. Got to love when the haters and bandwagon folks come out of the woodwork. I hate those types of fans. I'm a diehard Irish fan who will root, win or lose. I love that attitude. Okay, Nate, let's get into their defense a little bit. I asked you to kind of look that up because, quite frankly, I can't. I literally just can't even look at SC stuff. It makes me sick. So, drop some information on their D.
Yeah, I mean their linebackers and secondary are pretty good. Their D line is solid. They're pretty versatile. They have a big guy up front. He's over 350 pounds, something crazy like that.
Awesome.
He got an interception against Purdue and almost ran it back.
Purdue.
Yeah. Their defense is averaging two takeaways a game.
Okay.
But I don't think you should take that much into that. The teams they've been playing are really bad. I think Michigan's offense is terrible, and they scored 13, so I guess that makes sense.
What did Michigan? Who did Michigan play today? Was it Washington? Yeah, they played.
Yeah.
UW. Did they win?
They put up 24 on UW.
Okay, so they can score. I mean, so the defense did pretty good against Michigan, but
Yeah, I don't think Michigan's defense or offense is the same it's been in years past.
true. True.
They did allow Michigan State to score 31 points
Yeah, exactly.
at home, and that's a Michigan State team that's averaging about 25 a game. So you kind of look at some of their opponents. They played Missouri State at home in their home opener, Georgia Southern the next week, and then Purdue, Michigan State, and their only loss was Illinois on the road on a last-minute field goal. So not the greatest of opponents, but you can't discredit that Michigan win. It's
Right.
a ranked win at home, and it's an 18-point win. Any win like that is gonna get some major applause from the committee and any of your opponents. But I think
I'm not applauding them.
I think USC's offense obviously is
Ridiculous.
tremendous. Their defense, they allow big plays. I think Bryce Underwood underperforms in that category last week,
I like what you did
where
there.
I think CJ Carr is not going to underperform. I don't think we're going to see CJ Carr throw 35 times, 40 times this game.
I
It's
hope
going to be
not.
it's going to be the J Love and Jadarian Price show. So, I'm very interested to see how. I think my biggest storyline of this game is going to be how the Notre Dame defense does against the run, because they're going to make big plays passing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But how is that guy King Green or King Woods, however you say his name, how is he going to impact the game? Because last week he had 150 total yards for a touchdown, and he was their offense.
One thing about that I think plays into our favor is that last week against Michigan, it was the first time anybody had seen him. The Notre Dame defensive staff has had a week to kind of diagnose what he's going to try and do, find out his tendencies. But you're right. I mean, newsflash, guys, if you're one of those fans that panics the second somebody gets a first down, they are going to get points, and they're going to throw the ball, and they're going to have success, and they're going to get chunk plays. Last year, you saw Christian Gray have a really rough time until he didn't, and then he picked the ball off, and then Xavier Watts picked the ball off, ran it back. So brace yourself, because they are going to get first downs. They're going to get they're going to score. I even with the rain, and what's blowing me away right now, guys, is the line actually went up again, and the Irish are now SC is now plus 10.5. So they're projecting at least a 10-point win for the Irish, and the over-under is still at 60.5, even with the friggin' monsoon going down. So it's just really interesting to me that we're still that favorite. Obviously, I always go into the game thinking, hoping and praying we're going to win, but I have my reservations about if it's going to be easy. I definitely don't think it's going to be easy, because I'm telling you, that Lemon and Lane kid, it sounds like a band. They're really freaking good. They're really freaking big, and I'm interested to see how Christian Gray is going to be able to recover this year after the bad showing last year for most of the game. Leonard Moore, I think they're going to keep him on the hip of Lemon, so that'll leave Lane to see what Christian Gray is able to do. I think you're going to see a lot of safety help from Schuler and or Tate either way. But I really hope that Christian Gray can take this one personal and really get after it. Jeff Schwelzer says, going to be a fun game with this monsoon. Yeah, you got to think that with the amount of rain that they've already got and the amount of rain expected during the game, that plays into the Irish's favor, because we're obviously a run first team. We have a stud quarterback too, but we're a run first team, and I don't think anybody's gonna bat an eye if we go out there and run the ball 25, 30 times today. Greg Costello, where can I get a FUSC shirt again? I will send you the link, sir, as soon as this show's over. But yeah, for those of you guys who are jumping on late, there's the FUSC shirts that some groups do. We took it a step further and said FUSC 24/7, 365, because every day is a good day to hate USC. By the way, if you're one of those people that gets offended and everything over calling it hate week, obviously we don't hate the players. More for me, it's honestly more about the experiences I've had when I go to these Notre Dame SC games, and obviously some of the heartbreaks, like the play that will not be named that just passed its 20-year anniversary. But yeah, dude, the fans by and large at SC, other than like my buddy Kevin Rega, who was on earlier, are trash, just straight up trash. And so yeah, it's a little bit personal. So it's so funny because all my SC friends, when SC wins, it's 750 texts the second the game's over. When the Irish win, I almost said when the Irish win, it's crickets. Well, we were heard. The refs. Well. So yeah, I and everybody's like that, but it's just ridiculous. Let's see.
I'll do this.
Oh, we got an Angels question here.
This one first.
Okay.
Is Greathouse playing? Last I checked, he was questionable.
Yeah.
He's a game time decision. So at this point,
game time decision.
I don't know.
We talked about it last week on the show, guys. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I think Greathouse is probably going to be a transfer at the end of this year. For whatever reason, he's not getting the targets that we all thought he would. Malachi Fields has been a big reason for that. Jordan Faison has been a big reason for that. Eli Reardon's been a big reason for that. And then just the fact that we're a run-heavy team, and I think Greathouse wants to be the star that he should be. So if he leaves, obviously it would be devastating, but we are deep at wide receiver right now. Cam Williams hasn't even been on the field. Well, he's been on the field, hasn't had a catch yet. Cam Williams, in my opinion, might be the best wide receiver overall from a size and ability standpoint in that entire room, which is crazy. Oh, and then Will Pauling, of course.
I think we could see Cam Williams today because Micah Gilbert is out.
Oh, good call.
I could easily see them
very
rejecting Cam Williams. This one says, you guys going to senior day? Yes, we are.
We've been to senior day the last 4 years.
Was it 4 or 3?
Maybe 3. But senior day is awesome. Getting to see those kids go out and hug their parents, and it's just good stuff. Oh,
maybe some snow?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know about all that. I'm not good with the cold stuff. Let's see. Pay this effing by. Oh man, the Kelly fan club at LSU is quickly dissipating after that loss today, but that's a story for another day. The other thing I wanted to talk about today is this really is one of maybe the biggest game in the history of this rivalry, not just because of the fact that it's obviously a playoff eliminator for both teams. And if you're an SC fan, don't kid yourself. You lose this game, you're not going to the playoffs. And same with the Irish. We lose this game, we're not going to the playoffs. It's going to be, hopefully we get a New Year's Six bowl or something. But regardless, the other reason it's a big game is there are 50, I think, recruits. Yeah. High-level recruits that the Irish are hosting today. Obviously, with the weather, that could affect it a little bit, but regardless, it's crazy. I mean, it's gonna be wet, but 50-ish. It might even be more than that. I'm looking for one of the lists that somebody had just put out. Is absolutely bonkers. So let's see. One of the ones that they're looking at is actually I didn't know this. Mike Singer's reporting on this. He said that Notre Dame will host multiple 5-star prospects and some other big-time offensive playmakers on Saturday. Doesn't get much bigger than the Irish hosting 5-star Ohio State wide receiver commit Jimmy Ear Brown. Yeah, I must have missed this article because that's insane. That kid he's good. And Ohio State commit, you flip that, wowzers. That's a whole nother deal.
I'm going to read this comment from Amber Sullivan. She said, I would love to see a quick score by Indy along with some really good sustained drives. One of the things that Illinois did really well against USC was they ran a lot of screen passes, and I know that's like a blocked word in the Notre Dame fandom because of the Miami game, but I think if you get your guys out, if you get your best players out on the field in the perimeter, guys aren't going to make the tackle.
Especially these guys.
Especially if you send J-Love out as a receiver and Price in the backfield, do a little RPO pass, I think that'd be perfect.
I like this comment here from Beefeater Indy 08, Beefeater Indy 08 on YouTube. Freeman is taking this personally. Yeah, I don't know if you guys saw the press conferences. He's not playing around right now. He's like, I think he understands the level of importance of this game because realistically, it's the last good game or good team, really good team that we have on our schedule. From here on out, we should win these games going away. Whereas this one, and even with this, we're a 10.5-point favorite. But today's been a crazy day in college football. There's been a lot of upsets. Freaking UAB is beating Memphis, so anything can happen. But yeah, it's tough, but I love what I'm seeing out of Freeman and his intensity and his not letting up one bit. And you see the same thing in the players. I've just been so impressed by the leadership of this team. Drake Bowen, really setting the tone for a lot of that and just at that tough SAS mindset. SAS is still ain't beep because they know that until they win a national championship, everything else is secondary. So, and I just love that everybody's really got into that mentality. Do you want to read that one?
Yeah.
I'm going to let you take that one.
All right, it's from Greg Costello. Different topic. Angel fans seeing Ohtani do what he does in the same state. I mean,
brutal.
Yeah, it's
Brutal.
it's incredibly painful.
It so is.
You know, I think baseball is tied for my first favorite sport, so it makes it even harder. I love Shohei. I truly did.
Yeah, he's ridiculous, man.
I delusionally thought that our owner was going to spend once we lost Ohtani. I'm happy for Ohtani, not happy
I'm
for the
not.
Dodgers.
He's a traitor.
Because I think Ohtani is probably, I think when his career's over, he's going to be the greatest player of all time.
Anyway, moving on. That's enough about the Angels and Dodgers. We don't care. All right, this one is awesome. Beefeater Indio 8 on YouTube's coming with it. Chad Bowen is a seat-sniffing gas bag. Dude, I almost forgot Chad Bowen even existed just because I've tried to put his miserable face out of my brain. But yeah, that's another thing. Chad Bowen leaving and going to SC for some more money and supposedly taking all the recruits with him. He didn't take anybody. And he's just a cornball. And this is another reason I think it's gonna be personal, is because Freeman's like, all right, Chad, let's see what you got now, that kind of thing. So yeah, man, there's just so many storylines today. We haven't even mentioned Jaden Mavia. The kid's that dude. He wasn't even supposed to be the starter. Was it Mason Moss? Miller Moss. Yeah. He was supposed to be the starter. He was the heir apparent, and then Jaden Mavia said, hold my beer. I'm going to go out there and show you what's up. And then, of course, he torched Notre Dame last year for 300 and something odd yards. And he's just a really, really good player. Very smart, tough. I'm a fan. He's just a good player. Their three main skill guys, Mavia, and the two receivers, Lemon and Lane, I'm just big fans of. And I hope that we can shut them down and, show that we are an elite team, which I do believe that we are.
I think Mayava, the one thing he's done better than last year is he isn't turning the ball over as much.
For sure.
I think he's averaging 1 pick a game.
Yeah.
And that's highly inflated by the Illinois game right through, I think, 2. Yeah.
Patrick Wright in the house. Good evening, gentlemen. How we doing, Patrick? Good to see you.
It's nighttime.
Yeah, it's 6:47 out in South Bend, so it's probably dark, cold, raining, all that stuff. Rich Ducher, one of our good buddies that's out on site right now at the game, said that they were predicting that the weather would be gone in about 30 minutes. So that's good to hear, but also not good to hear because it would be great if it could just rain so we could just run the ball the entire time, get this thing over with and move on. Let's see. One of the list, some of those 5 stars that are going to be on campus today per Kyle Kelly on Twitter. Running back Keemon Spell. He's a Penn State current recruit, although I think he decommitted. The wide receiver we mentioned, Jameer Brown. Edge rusher David Jacobs Jr. and wide receiver Monshun Sales. I'm not sure how to say that. Sorry. But yeah, so needless to say, the Irish need to show out today, show that they can be that elite team. The atmosphere alone, although it is going to be raining, is something special. Thing that sucks is I don't know if you guys saw this, but they canceled the player walk today, which is one of the cool things I know these recruits really love, is being able to take that player walk with the rest of the team. Yep. For some reason, our live went to my personal Facebook page, not the Dos Leprechauns. So sorry if you're on that channel.
All right, I'll read this comment from Patrick Wright. It says, let's hope Reardon has his hands on tonight. Hope offense takes advantage of the quick deep throws, and then if it rains stays, we are ahead and run the fleet for over 250
The fleet,
yards.
that's right. That's what they're calling the Janarion Price and Jeremiah Love combo.
Yeah.
Bowden went to USC because they have a bigger budget for hair and makeup. I love Beefeater Indio 8 is okay. He's a good dude. Let's get to we got about a few minutes left. Give us who you guys have as your offensive and defensive players of the game. I saw somebody already chimed in with that. Nate, I'll let you go first, and then we'll see what our friends here. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Amber Sullivan, she's got a score of 35-31 Irish. MVPs, Carr on offense, and Leonard Moore on defense. I like that. Good stuff, Amber. So who you guys got? Give us there's Billy Hackett.
Sweet fleet.
Number 18 on the 1988 National Championship team, Billy Hackett in the house. So yeah, give us your offensive and defensive players of the game. We'll share it here on air. In the meantime, Nate, who you got on defense? Let's start with defense.
I'm gonna steal your pick, which I think you have. Christian Gray.
Yeah,
I think
like
Christian
that.
Gray bounces back in a huge way. He's going to take personal what USC did to him 95% of the game last year, except for that last interception he made.
Hmm.
So I'm going Christian Gray on defense. I think he'll have an interception, and I think he'll have a few pass breakups. And then for offense, I'm going to go with if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Will Pauling. I think he's the security valve for CJ Carr, and I think that continues today in some pretty bad weather. So
No, I like those picks, both of them. Will Pauline is always going to be a good pick. The guy has just been incredible to watch, just a ball of energy, and has really propelled and made some really clutch plays for us.
Yep.
Patrick Wright's got his picks in. He's got on offense KK Smith. I like that a lot. Defensively, he's got Christian Gray or Drake Bowen. I think those are also both good. I'm going to steal Nate's pick, who he usually goes with on defense, and that's my guy KVA. If you guys didn't see on our page, we shared the Notre Dame football game day post where they had KVA as the main man on there, and I thought that was a great little jab at Bowden and some of these others, because we stole KVA right from USC's backyard. Don Bosco, or out of St. John Bosco in the LA area. So KVA on defense, I think he's going to go ridiculous. He's got friends on the team, and for some reason, I think sometimes when you got friends on an opposing team, you just get amped up a little bit more to really go after him. And I think you're going to see that from our guy KVA, just a maniac. Offensively, oh goodness. Offensively, I'm actually, you know what? I'm going to say Malachi Fields. I think Malachi Fields is going to have a heyday today with some of those shorter, smaller corners from SC. He's an athletic freak. He's had good games, but I don't think he's had a breakout game yet. I'm calling Malachi Fields to have his breakout game today. I can't believe Ole Miss just lost all ability to run an offense from Adam Rothenberger. Yeah, it just always seems to happen with Lane Kiffin teams, and when the moment's too big, the moment's too big. Beefeater Indy 808 on YouTube coming after Chad Bowden's again. Chad is going to stay on the bus because the rain will wash out all of his products. Love it. Let's see. Are we starting a new center or a new offensive lineman? I think we'll have a good game too. Yeah, so it's going to be Joe Audin starting at center in place of Ashton Craig. Once again, losing Gabe Rubio, like we mentioned earlier, big loss. Losing Ashton Craig, potentially even a bigger loss. I don't like that at all. Joe Audin's good. Our buddy Benny the Tank Grimm is a big fan of Joe Audin, and he's good. He played fine last week, but was kind of toward the end of the game. Yeah, center's obviously in my opinion, the most important position on the O-line. You got to snap it and then go and block somebody. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
That's another big thing to look out for when the game first begins, because the ball's going to be super slippery. So it'll be interesting to see how snaps are and all that.
See, Billy Hackett, got to run, Phillies, go Irish. Jay, let's catch up soon. Absolutely, buddy. This is a good comment from Adam Rothenberger again. He said, love is due for just a massive game. What about Price coming off a fumble? Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that. I don't think Price is the kind of guy that's going to stew over one fumble, especially how good he's been, and kind of that unspoken competition between him and J-Love to see who can get the most yards, the most touchdowns. It's just a really healthy competition, so I'm not too worried about it. I think he's going to be the kind of guy that's going to challenge himself after having fumbled. He probably, held the ball with him the entire day, the entire week, everywhere he went. He seems like that kind of kid. LSU lost earlier. That was quite funny. Let's see. Who else? There was another one. Just see here. Talked about the Love comment. Yeah, Ole Miss has kind of just evaporated. Arizona State's putting it to Texas Tech there. This has been this is the upset week, man. There's been a lot of really surprising scores out there. And in my opinion, the more chaos, the better for the Irish, because that's what we're going to need. Obviously, yesterday didn't help anybody that Miami lost. That was a real kick in the nuts. But again, as our buddy Jess Trebajak, who's actually at the game and just said this weather is delightful, he's lying. Win and we're in. And I don't think anybody's going to debate that. I think the Irish win the rest of their games, especially this one, and we're going to be in there.
Great House active. I just checked and there was
nothing yet. So. Okay, yeah, I would be very surprised if Great House plays today. I would be very surprised. Thank you, Amber. Congratulations on your promotion, Jason. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Very, very blessed. Beyond. Nick Saban to Penn State. Franklin goes. I can't see Nick Saban coming out of retirement. I think he's loving his ESPN game day job. I think he made it very clear. Look, like, I'm out of this game. It's a young man's game now, and it's not for me. More power to him. In my opinion, Nick Saban's the GOAT. And it pains me to say that with Knute Rockne and Eric Parsegian and Frank Leahy and our guys, but Nick Saban's the GOAT.
I have no idea where Franklin's going to go, honestly.
Yeah,
I
it's
have
good.
no clue.
Who knows?
UCLA?
So many. I mean, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Honestly, that might not be a bad idea
Yeah.
because he is a guy that can probably turn that program around a little bit.
It won't take that much.
So Eric Horvath says, why are they stopping the rivalry? Why? I don't think they're going to stop it, guys. I really don't. I think they're going to find a way to get it done. Next year, Notre Dame plays SC at the Coliseum. That's going to be a must go. If in fact they do end up stopping it, I don't think they will. I think both ADs are especially Bavakwa, way too smart to realize that the damage this would do to not just Notre Dame and SC, but really college football as a whole. Everybody looks forward to this game. Everybody was talking about this game, even though you got Alabama and Tennessee later. You've got Ole Miss and Georgia today. Everybody had SC and Notre Dame on their minds. Every YouTube channel talked about this game. Everybody talks about how much they love the rivalry. So yeah, I don't think this rivalry is going anywhere. Saban, the GOAT of modern football. Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt whatsoever about that. All right, that will be it. We're gonna go ahead and sign off now. It's about 35 minutes to game time. It looks like the fans are going to be let into the field in about 10 minutes ago. They were holding them out for a little bit because of the potential lightning. No player walks. Yeah, a little bit of weird pregame stuff, but it happens. And if anybody, I think we and Notre Dame is a lot more prepared for these kind of things than the kids from SC that would rather be on the beach. So
Southern Cal.
Yeah, you guys have a great day. Let's go get this win. Let's shut these fools down. FUSC always 24/7, 365. And twice on days that end in Y. So stay blessed. Thank you guys for watching and hanging out. We'll see you guys in a few hours for the post-game victory show. Go Irish. Beat the Trojans.
Hope it's a few hours.